Good morning. I'm Kathy Woodard with the Clemson University Public Service and Agriculture, and I'm here at the South Carolina Water Resources Conference in Columbia, South Carolina. And we've been hearing from people who have been giving presentations at this conference for the last couple of days. And I have here with me Mrs. Katie Callahan, and she is the director of the South Carolina Center for Watershed Excellence at Clemson University. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Katie?
Great.
And I know you're giving your presentation today on, or did it yesterday rather, on South Carolina Adopt-A-Stream. So, but first I want you to tell us what the South Carolina Center for Watershed Excellence does and why
Sure.
this conference is important to you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Kathy. The Center for Watershed Excellence was formed in 2008 as a partnership between South Carolina DHEC, the Department of Health and Environmental Control, and US EPA Region 4 for Clemson University and actually a dozen other universities in the Southeast to build more tools, science-based tools that come from the university to help build capacity for local watershed management. And so what that means is our watershed is catchment. We all live in a watershed. Every square foot of land is a watershed, and how we manage that makes a difference in what kind of quality our rivers and lakes are. So how do we help communities, organizations, the developing organizations form to make better decisions that manage the land for improved water quality, drinking water, recreational waters, etc. So the Center for Watershed Excellence works towards that science-based tool building. We offer our citizen science volunteer monitoring program, which we'll talk about. We offer a new service for microbial source tracking, helping solve bacteria problems in our waterways by finding out what the source of the bacteria is. And we do watershed planning and watershed management discussions with organizations and communities.
So what communities have you worked with thus far with the watershed planning?
With watershed planning, we just finished a watershed plan in Oconee County, and of course that's a drinking water supply up there, so Lake Kiwi feeds thousands and thousands of people from Greenville to Pickens to Clemson area through Lake Hartwell as a drinking water source. So how do we manage that land so that our water that comes out of our tap requires less treatment? And so we put that plan together this past year with the Friends of Lake Kiwi Society, funded by South Carolina DHEC. And so that's just one example of a community that we recently partnered with the utilities in the area, Wahala, essential partners. How do we, in areas where we are just experiencing the beginning signs of growth, are we planning for the community that we love and enjoy right now? So what are the values of that space that we love and want to protect? So before too much development and impervious surfaces happen that are not properly managed, that will affect our drinking water supply. So that was an important plan that we just finished. I've also worked with dozens of counties across the state in similar watershed management discussions.
So your center is very good at helping with citizen involvement and citizen engagement, and I know that this new initiative, which you came to talk to the conference about, is the South Carolina Adopt-A-Stream, and that's a very exciting one that's getting people of all ages involved, I think.
Yeah.
So if you can tell us a lot about that, that'd be great.
Thank you. I can see your excitement.
I am. And I'm hoping that is the excitement that you're getting from others, but from what I've read about it, it seems to be really catching on. So.
It is. I mean, it is like a fever right now. It is. I keep saying, like, maybe I should say it's so hot right now.
Well, no, that's a good thing.
I think it's really relevant right now. Mm-hmm. I think people in the state are asking a lot of questions about water, about how much water we have. Is our water safe? We enjoy all kinds of waterways in South Carolina that we're very blessed to have, and we enjoy them through recreation in so many different ways. But are we protecting them to be safe for us and for our future generations? And this volunteer monitoring program is our first statewide citizen science volunteer monitoring program, and Clemson is really fortunate to co-lead this with South Carolina DHEC, who are just champions of this stakeholder involvement process. The program, we started these discussions in 2016. In 2017, we officially launched our South Carolina Adopt-A-Stream program and our database, which all of these elements of the program are certified as having an integrity suitable for local decision making and for people to act upon this data. So it's non-regulatory, but it has legs. So volunteers can go out and sample the stream, and it's recorded through consistent process that has EPA stamp of approval, so it's an accredited process. And local communities see that data, and if there's concerns, we can expedite solutions to fix those problems. So volunteers have found sewer spills, they've found high bacteria related to both sewer, septic, farming practices, and it allows people as a community to make that local decision to repair that problem together.
So give me a little bit about the demographics of the people that are involved with Adopt a Stream. I think that's kind of interesting.
Thank
I think
you.
You've got them at all ages, don't you?
Yeah, so the program is naturally very hands-on. So kids really enjoy the program, and we're working towards a graduate teacher training course so that we can bring Adopt a Stream into the classroom so it meets standards and requirements, so the high school classroom specifically. But we have elementary school kids that are involved in the program, especially through Clemson's WOW program. We're seeing high school students involved. We even have utilities, so wastewater utilities, drinking water utilities, collecting samples in the Adopt a Stream program because it's an inexpensive way to just check your waterways and then determine if you need more resources focused on that stream. We have cities and counties that are sampling and also promoting the program for their own residents, and that helps them meet their stormwater permit requirements as well. But for community, you know, they might have, let's say, $100,000 to spend on monitoring all their county streams, and so maybe that affords like 6 to 10 stations on a quarterly basis. But Adopt a Stream can get those headwater streams and these other places monitored so that they can move stations around more and balance that budget more effectively, find problems and allocate resources. So we have extension agents, utility personnel, like I mentioned, college students. There's Clemson faculty that are using this program in their classrooms.
Yeah.
We have retirees, we have Greenville Tech and USC Spartanburg, and we have all these great partners. There's a Camp Discovery Center right out here in Columbia that uses this program as programming for their participants at their center. So it's got a lot of energy. And this year, just in 1 year, we certified over 700 volunteers in the state. Yeah.
So if I wanted to volunteer, if someone's watching this and they want to volunteer for South Carolina Adopt a Stream, you have a website, I know, and you can get some information on what's going on in your community. You're in a number of different communities. What communities are you in now?
The program has grown from just being really focused in the upstate down to Columbia. There's even some people sampling from Greenwood to Orangeburg, some samples being collected in Aiken to Florence. So right now it's a freshwater monitoring program, and we are working on developing our coastal monitoring protocol where we'll look for different parameters, and the training will be quite different.
Okay, well, this is something to look forward to.
Yeah, and for more information, we have a website that's really easy to remember. It's scadoptastream.org. You can sign up for our e-news, get up-to-date alerts about the program, events, news, and tips. We have a great database that you do not need to be a certified volunteer to view the data that's being collected. So anyone can go in, look at these trends, find a station near you, download data, and I really think that the South Carolina Adopt a Stream program is the way that we as a community can lean in on how decisions are affecting our own drinking water supply and recreation, and we'll better be able to make decisions for what we understand and what we touch and feel. So citizen science is the way of the future, and I hope more people will get involved.
We hope so too, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Kathy.